Hello folks, today we're going to be replacing the driver's side rear view mirror on my 2022 Maverick. As you can see, I got a temporary fix here. Somebody hit me at a red light while I was stopped and ripped off my mirror, so I attached this little wide view mirror temporarily, and just today I received my new mirror, which matches the paint color on my truck, which is Velocity Blue. Anyways, I'm going to show you the tools that you need in order to install this mirror. Alright, so to install my new Maverick mirror, which has the blind spot system on it, you can tell because it's got this little icon here on the mirror. I don't know if you can see it. I just ordered this from an online parts store on eBay. It is used. However, it matches the same paint color scheme on my truck, so I like that. We're going to be using a 1/4 inch ratchet, a 4-inch extension, a 10mm socket, and these kind of trim tools. They're plastic. They will not damage your interior. You have to be very careful, but in any case, those are the tools we're going to use. All right, so we're going to be removing the driver's side rear view mirror. We're going to utilize the interior panel tools. I'm going to use this one that's a little bit angled to pop it out. You got to dig around there and find the particular ones and start popping them. There's about 3 of them, so you'll hear them popping. That was one. You're going to hear them pop. The bottom 2 are going to be the hardest one because they're overlaying the lower piece of the trim. And there you go. Sail panels off. And there's the pieces that pop in there. And we're going to disconnect that electrical connector. There it is. That's for the blind spot system. And now we're going to remove these 2 bolts right here. There's a 10mm bolt, 10mm, and the reason why it chose the long extension is so you're not hitting the bottom of the panel with your ratchet. This ratchet has a neat little knurled handle where you can just wind up and install and remove nuts with just your thumb. Okay, now that they're loose enough, I'm going to go ahead and remove them by hand. And I believe that there's a 3rd bolt. Let me go check. 1, 2, and 3. So it looks like the 3rd one is right here. Let me see if you can see it. It's kind of hitting. Unless you open the door wide open, there's the 3rd bolt. Okay, I just heard the mirror exterior panel separate from the painted surface of the door. Everything's disconnected, 3 bolts, electrical wires. Now let's see how. Should come right off, I hope. May have another one of those little attachments that pops off, but let's check. I'm going to use my trim tool again. This time I'm going to use the wedge one. Try to wedge it in there. Okay, I'm going to use this one now to pull out. Okay, I do see a small clip is in there. There it goes. Popped out, and there you have it. The mirror is completely off. Here's my new mirror. Here's my old mirror, which I jerry-rigged to hold this white screen so I can safely drive down the road. So there they are, both of them side by side. Let's look at the connectors, bolts, everything looks exactly the same. It looks like it's the same part number as well. So I will be installing this one in my truck. Okay, so I wiped down the surface where the paint is at, the mating area, with some alcohol to remove any grease or dirt that was there from the last mirror I just removed. I also did the same thing to the rubberized foam gasket area of this mirror. So we're going to install the new mirror. Remember, there's a little clip-on fastener right there that goes in this square spot. So we'll make sure that one gets lined up so we don't break that off. All right. So there it is, lined up. And I'm just going to snap it in place. There you go. Just heard that clicking sound. And I'm going to go inside now and start attaching the nuts to the back of the bolts. All right. I'm going to loosely attach these bolts, or these nuts rather. Attach them just loosely, just so it keeps it on there. After I attach them, I'm going to plug in the electrical connector. And then I'll tighten down the nuts. All right, make sure the electrical connector doesn't have any dirt, dust, the previous one too. This one does have 2 extra pins inside of it. So it's a different model and part number than the mirror I removed. Looks like this one mirror came from a Lariat. Any case, it's an additional feature which I don't know if I'm going to have once I plug this. But nevertheless, I'll have at least the minimum blind spot system, which is what's giving me the lights on the dash. They keep lighting up saying my blind spot sensing system is compromised. So make sure that's clean. No dirt, dust in the plug-in, and click it in. There it is. There. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my key on to make sure that my warning lights have gone away. We're inside my Maverick now. I just temporarily installed the new mirror on there. I'm going to check to see if the warning lights went away. I'm going to turn it on. Ready to drive. No more warning lights. Let's see if my power mirror works. All right. Excellent. Seems to be working perfectly. No issues with anything. So far, so good. And no more warning lights. There it is, folks. Now I'm going to go ahead and torque down those nuts before I install the cell panel. Okay, I already tightened down the front one and ensured the alignment of the exterior part of the mirror is good. Now I'm going to be tightening down these individual ones. That's not good. Okay, so to make things a little bit easier for me, I disconnected the electrical connector while I tightened down this last nut at the bottom of the cell panel. I'm just going to go ahead and push from the outside to make sure that the mirror is properly seated. Please ensure not to over tighten these nuts. Just tighten them enough into the outside of the mirror seats, because since the mirror is made completely out of plastic, these anchor bolts here are seated in plastic. You over tighten them, you're going to crack the mirror, or you're going to rip them right off the mounting point. You can see the seam on the mirror is continuous, and there's no gaps throughout the rubber molding here or the rubber molding that goes up the door. So there you have it. Now I'm just going to pop in the electrical connector. And as you saw in the previous part of the video, the power windows, power mirrors work, and the blind spot system warning that I was getting on my dash is no longer there. It's completely gone. I only have 2,100 miles on this new Maverick I just purchased. I've been waiting for close to a year to pick it up. So it took me from October all the way up to September, end of September, to pick it up. All right. Thank you for watching. Now I'm going to pop in the cell panel that I removed into these spots, 3 different spots. They just click in place. Just be careful not to misalign them, because as soon as you push on them, you either break one of them or bend them to a degree where you cannot reinstall them. So as you can see in there, one of the clips is aligned to the hull, and I'm just going to push it in place gently. And then the 2 bottom ones, I'm going to give them a quick push for snapping in. There it is. Job complete. It's a little gap up here. I'm going to have to look into that gap, see why. Maybe when I was sticking the tools in it, I pushed too hard. Oh, there it is. It just went away. So there's the cell panel. Mirror install complete.